Travis Wayne Goodsell. YouTube employees should not have any problems in protecting the church other than my regular videos this week, because this week is rehearsal week. So the prophets aren't going to do any big reveal or spoilers tomorrow night. They did that last week, didn't they? And then they went and did another one. Nelson did one on Palm Sunday, first day of Passover, in which he denied the Passover. Didn't even talk about it. But as Oaks was caught saying, if we just don't tell them, it's not lying, it's covering up. What are the qualifications in section 121 about many called, fewer chosen? But I've noticed that when YouTube recommends my videos, I get a lot of attention. When they don't recommend my videos, I struggle to get attention. Isn't that interesting? Case in point, LDS Church President denounces Book of Mormon and Ascension, 97 views. So you may be thinking, well, okay, but you obviously aren't liked. 11 likes. There are 4 who don't like it for some reason. Those Mormons who don't believe in Mormonism, who don't believe the Book of Mormon is the keystone. But, haters will be haters, and YouTube won't stop them. And so there is no excuse for YouTube not to recommend my videos. Now you may say, well, Travis, you can't compete with recording artists. I'm not asking to. YouTube has categorized my videos, which are in the general category of vlogs, personal vlogs, as LDS critic. I saw that the other week, and I went, I don't recall designating myself as LDS critic. If anything, I would put religious and educational. But because I'm not an official school or religion, I can't put that category. I have to keep it personal vlogs, unless YouTube intended for that to happen, but that they're not making it easy to understand. So I've just kept it generally. I saw no category of LDS or LDS critic. That was YouTube's designation when they started doing the little things at the top for me to click on. Oh, sports. Oh, ballet. Women's fashion design. They don't have one for that. I might click on that if they provided women's fashion design. And so, yeah, it's YouTube employees who designated me as LDS critic. And so I would expect, therefore, to be treated equally with others that YouTube has designated as LDS critic. So John DeLynn, Thinker of Thoughts, Exmo Lex, Zelf on a Shelf, New Name Noah. I should expect to be on those who choose that category as a recommended page. And then over time, if people say, well, Travis sucks, then yeah, I would expect to see me dwindle on their particular channel, or when they sign in. And that's how it is supposed to work. If I can't please somebody, YouTube would have it set up that the people don't watch my videos, and therefore I drop out of sight from their recommended list or their homepage list. Instead, I have to deal with YouTube putting crap that I don't want to watch. And so I know they're doing it to others too, I'm assuming. But, no. But I have noticed that was the case with my #1 video, which the tally of views is 1.8 thousand. It's only showing over 1.3 thousand. It is over in 6th place. I have to wait till tomorrow until the things get processed for the new day, but it's showing 1.8 at the bottom tally, but only 1.3 generally, because it's not given a precise count at the top. But the channel is only saying that I'm in 6th place now for that one video, which is still, it should be turning over to 1 month any minute now, I guess, because I did it in the evening a month ago. And so at the store yesterday, I saw a woman walk in ahead of me, and she was, I liked her. She was good looking. She was hesitant to put on the mask until the final door, and I noticed her pants were the shredded fashion that got started back in the 80s, and she apparently took it to the extreme with her pair of jeans. And I saw her go into the grocery store, and I lost her after that when I finally got in. I eventually turned into the deodorant aisle because I myself buy Old Spice, and so I needed to grab a couple of 2-packs of deodorant because I'm allergic to antiperspirants. And there she was. And I thought that was strange, because the female deodorant's on the other side of the aisle. And she was not just looking at the deodorant, and she was actually looking at Old Spice, but she was sniffing them. It was cute. I know women feel awkward and embarrassed getting caught, as she was. And she immediately had to justify what she was doing rather than, oh, am I in your way? I'll make room for you. No, the first thing on her mind is, oh, sniffing deodorant must seem strange. So, she had to explain that she's looking for something for her boyfriend. She had to clarify boyfriend. But I then asked as a follow-up, since she apparently was trying to find out which kind to get, and offered an insight asked questions as to her boyfriend, if he's the rugged outdoors type, sports, or office, and also had to clarify if he was allergic to antiperspirants like I am. And she said sport, and so I pointed out sport for her, and she sniffed that and said, oh yeah, that's the one. And then saw her at the checkout, the self-checkouts, and the boyfriend was there with her then, I guess. Shorter, younger, it looked like. So, maybe it was her brother. But I thought that very amusing in an adorable, attractive way. I don't know if women understand that about guys. It's those little awkwardnesses that you have that endear us to you. But the main problem is that she didn't ask her boyfriend what he wanted, and so she was doing it. And I don't know if it was like a birthday gift, or maybe he just didn't really care, and so she was just picking out something she liked. Apparently she doesn't know that when you put deodorant on, it smells different when mixed with a man's body odor. I'm sure she'll find out eventually if she doesn't like the combination with her boyfriend. But Mormons have this same tendency with the church. They use the spiritual witness and conclude with it. Now, I'm sure Mormons can't argue with this because that's what you believe in, that's what you tell us. So don't get mad at me for what you are believing in. And by so concluding, you don't learn the actual truth. And in the case of the example, you don't know if the guy likes that or if you're going to like it when it's on him. And instead, Mormons are just living their lives assuming that the church is the way they perceive it. And so if the church were to come along, or Nelson, or some other prophet, or member of the church, like stake president, bishop, and says something that doesn't fit your spiritual witness, then all of a sudden you're in a conflict. And you're like, I don't know how to handle this. Do I obey him? Or maybe you're a rebel and say, oh, that's not true. That's false. Because I know the truth. Do you? I mean, yeah, it smells good. But does it smell the same when applied with what's really going on? And so when we have conference this weekend, I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe I have to yell, get a blowhorn. But again, for every single conference, Mormons watch to validate their spiritual witness and even reinforce it by the manner in which they interpret conference. And so a guy like me who says, oh, we're supposed to be learning of the Jews, we're supposed to be focused on Passover and the Messiah who is Moses, that's all foreign. That doesn't fit into your spiritual witness. You don't understand. And ascension, and the inverted pentagram, and Scottish Rites Masons, because it is 3,333 years from the date that Jews have set for the Exodus. This is the Passover exactly 3,333 years ago. And so Friday is going to be the death of the firstborn of Pharaoh. Tomorrow is day 5. Where's that one? Here it is. This is the betrayal in the Easter version of the Gospels, because there is no betrayal of Moses per se. And it has nothing to do with the Exodus story itself, other than Pharaoh kept saying, no, 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 no. Be good, Johnny. However, there is a source origin for this betrayal in the story of Joseph, who gets sold into Egypt by his brothers, Judah being the one who recommends it. And then previous with Jacob and Esau, as I'm trying to hold back bursting out into laughter, because Nelson botched the meaning of Israel. And he had to have done it on purpose if he's worshiping Lucifer. Because everybody knows that Jacob was named Israel because now the promised King David, and thus the promised Messiah in the future, is supposed to come now through Jacob instead of Esau, because as Esau said, you are rightly named. You stole my birthright and my blessing. And so Esau goes and marries a Judith, and then Jacob goes and has a son, Judah, who would then go on to betray Joseph. See how that works? And so that's for tomorrow. So YouTube employees don't need to bother to stop it, prevent it, restrict it, ban it, censor it, hack my computer and cause problems with my apps, because the prophets aren't meeting tomorrow. They're rehearsing for the weekend, trying on makeup, putting on their fancy dress. And what's also interesting is that the story in the Gospels where Moses is assassinated instead, Pharaoh wins that one. That's, according to Christians, 33 AD, CE. So there's another 33. Well, who has 33 in their group that would be a threat to America in government and religion? I've been doing the church history videos about this. The Scottish Rites Freemasonry was infiltrated by the Illuminati of the inverted pentagram. The Scottish Rites have the 2 eagles in their seal, and the 33 degrees comes from the honorary rank, after the 32 being the highest. And so that's a connection as to why they are purposely fulfilling the evil role of Scripture. It's because they want to destroy religion. They don't believe in any Messiah who's going to dare to molest or make afraid. And they're winning, if you hadn't noticed. And so if you also didn't know, Russia has the 2 eagles of the Scottish Rites. That seal was given or made for Russia in 1919, 1912, somewhere around there. And Trump, that's his presidential seal now. If you remember the golf clubs and the two eagles of Russia. But he claims he doesn't know the Illuminati. Of course, he says that about everybody who's in trouble. I don't know them. See, even Tucker Carlson no longer knows Matt Gaetz. Yeah, I don't know you. Who are you? Who put you on my show? What are you doing here? Oh, how the loudmouthed have fallen. If you hadn't heard, he's a child predator and a child trafficker. And so, yeah, Tucker's going, I don't know you. I don't remember that. Nope. Slipped my mind. He doesn't want to get in trouble for you. But yeah, all these Republicans, the deep state Dems, they're child pedophiles. No, it's those who make the false accusation. That's how you know. It's in Scripture even. Jesus, the failed Messiah, does the same thing. That which you falsely accuse in another reveals the same and worse fault in yourself. Constantly on the Pharisees, Sadducees, scribes. They just don't learn. So, yeah. So, day 5 tomorrow. We'll go into further detail with the betrayal of Judas. Because that Judas guy betrays Jesus. So there are some matchovers, but then there are those that don't match up. For example, with Sodom and Exodus, did you know that those also need to be compared? Yeah. Huh. What do I know, huh? I'm just the most intelligent Mormon in the church. And I did that video. I had a guy come out today seeing a video after I'd already explained it. Because once I explain it in a video, I expect to be able to reference it rather than keep explaining it for each and every single video. But nope. You get a Mormon who comes for the first time as I'm referencing rather than explaining, and they think they know better. And so yes, I'm confusing to you because I'm smarter than you. Again, you have to watch that video to understand. Because I give you case examples. I know exactly why homosexuality is still referred to as having destroyed Sodom rather than the stars falling from heaven, as it did in the Exodus. But the stars falling from heaven didn't destroy the dynasty as it did Sodom. Whereas the coronavirus destroyed Egypt, whereas it's not mentioned as being a part of Sodom. Of course, with Sodom, there wasn't much to go by. It was just hail, fire, destroys it. And then Lot has sex with his daughters as they got him drunk. As that seems to be more of a Jewish anti-Ammonite attack to explain how the Ammonites got formed, using a part of the Exodus story as apocalyptic literature. So yeah, if you don't understand that the stories in the Bible all testify, prophesy of the latter days, again, you are not reading your Book of Mormon. It says it right in there. And so I've gone over those videos. King David with Armageddon, Samson with the 3 days of darkness, giving us the dates. So, yeah, if you're not going to keep up on my billions of videos, I have no time for you. Book to the head. Was that Monty Python or was that Dr. Demento? Book to the head. It may have been a movie. Something else, actually, I think. I don't know, can't remember. Alrighty.